Hey guys, so I've been thinking, I watch a lot of movies, more than most people I think, and since I'm kind of an expert I thought I'd pass my knowledge on to you. And it should go without saying that there's going to be plenty of spoilers, so if you don't want to be surprised, don't watch my videos. So, without further ado, let's get going. Today's movie is the 1997 sci-fi horror Event Horizon. This movie stars Sam Neill, which you might recognize as a guy from Jurassic Park. I recognize him as the guy my father never trusted. See, he thought he was a devil worshipper since he did a ton of horror films, which is odd because from what I can tell, he only did like 4. But I think it's because my dad didn't trust him from his role in The Omen, which to his credit is kind of a creepy movie. But then again, my dad also thought Hulk Hogan was the Antichrist, so I'm not sure how reliable he is. Speaking of fathers, this movie also stars Lawrence Fishburne, who's the proud father of Montana Fishburne, who's about to release a self-made porn video as her alter ego, Chippy D, to help her break into the biz. She performs with a man by the name of Brian Pumper. No originality in porn nowadays, I guess. Bang up job, Mr. Fishburne. No pun intended. The movie also stars a guy named Jack Noseworthy. I mean, he doesn't really have that big of a part, I just like his name. He does have a nice nose, though, but he has these huge floppy ears, so I guess it's a good thing his name's not Earworthy, otherwise I would probably make fun of him. It'd be ironic if Owen Wilson or Adrian Brody had the last name Noseworthy. I would find that humorous. And ironic. This film was made by Paul W.S. Anderson, the mastermind behind such classics as Mortal Kombat, Resident Evil, Aliens vs. Predator, just to name a few. A lot of people don't like his films, but they're right up my alley. And just to preface, this movie is much, much darker and a lot better than those aforementioned films. Alright, so back to the movie. The basic plot is a rescue ship goes to Neptune where another ship, the Event Horizon, has been lost there for about 7 years. Now the Event Horizon, what it does is it folds space and time and it travels through a dimension to get to another point. But what we find out in this film is this dimension that it travels through right here is basically hell. And it kind of brought it back with it. So the crew starts to see all sorts of creepy things and then start dying one by one. Now this movie freaked me out when I watched it many, many years ago, and I'm pleased to say that the scares still have withstood the test of time. This movie isn't so much scary, though, as it is just plain old creepy, and it messes with your mind, which is my favorite type of horror film. Now this movie really starts to take off when the crew starts dying about halfway through the film. It's at this point that Sam Neill just goes off the deep end, and he blows up the rescue ship so everyone's stranded on the Event Horizon. Oh, and he's gouged out his eyes. He then somehow manages to get like supernatural strength and just begins whooping ass, including getting a guy open while he's alive and hanging him from the ceiling with his like chest open. So, yeah, this movie's that kind of creepy. The movie ends up basically being Sam Neill versus Lawrence Fishburne. Now, if only Lawrence Fishburne was channeling Morpheus here, then he would have whooped Jurassic Park's ass, but instead, Mr. Fishburne's just a troubled captain, and as such, it takes everything for him to just hold on to his sanity. So, what happens at the end? Well, I can't give everything away. I will say I was a little bit disappointed with the climax of the film, but then there's a kind of a vague, creepy ending that really made up for it. It kind of leaves you wondering, did that happen or did this happen? So I kind of like that. There is some cussing in the film, but I personally never felt it was very excessive. I mean, if I were trapped on a hell ship, I would be screaming and cussing too. There's a tiny bit of nudity. You get to see a girl's boobs, but guys, don't think that's reason enough for you to go out and rent it. It's a creepy dead girl without eyes, and she is topless. So the whole nasty eye part kind of takes away from the topless thing, which is just freaking creepy. All in all, if you want a good movie that's also kind of scary too, then check this movie out. But I warn you, it is freaky as hell. Pun intended that time. So until next time, I will be entertaining myself with another movie, and in turn hopefully entertaining and enlightening you about movies.